I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Wrong save file. Literally wrong save file. And I'd be drinking. I'd be drinking a lot. Greed. I guess it's. Fuck. I guess it's time for the greed attempts. So, wait. Hey, that. Aki. Are we being? No. Are we being fucking serious? Holy shit. Oh, okay. I guess we are being serious about this. Um, wow. Arky plus synth oil in the starting room. I'm not gonna bash that. And, you can't tell by how I'm speaking because I do be speaking kind of weirdly when I do it. I'd be drinking. I'd be drinking a lot sometimes. I didn't even mean to hit that. I'd just be drinking. No, so I'd be drinking. I mentioned the other night, and by the other night I mean like I don't know, 2, 3 videos ago, that I'd be drinking Kraken, and I'd be doing that. I'd be doing that. I finished the rest of the bottle. There was like just under half of the bottle left. I finished that. Granted, I finished that a while ago. Yeah, I've moved on to my Three Oaks. Because I bought a case, not a case, a 10 pack of Three Oaks. On the way home tonight, because I'm like, yeah, no, the Kraken's not gonna do it for me. I want to get blasted. Because my manager is a bitch. Like, fuck you mean I can't question you for giving the chicken from donation the night before to customers that are paying for their food. You know. No, I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna get me started on a path that I cannot be taken in videos, which is crazy considering I made a video about the BBC side, and also I made a video about the fucking oh, hang on, I'm throwing. Just kidding, I'm not throwing. Who the fuck else gonna ever throw? The BBC side and Caracas. You have to be out of your mind thinking that I would ever say something that'd be so inflammatory. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's so inflammatory that I wouldn't say it. This is what I normally would say, but I'm not gonna say it. Even though it's very easy to say slander about this Indians. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to finish that. But yeah, my bitch manager, man, you know, she be telling me like, man, you're like scary when like you retaliate and shit. I don't want you retaliating, so I'm going to do something that aggravates you instead of not aggravating you instead. Like, what do we mean? What do we mean here? What are we meaning? Because she says that like I'm scary when I'm aggravated. Speed up, awesome. That is actually what I was looking for this time. Mom's razor? Sure, why not, dude? Arky actually just lets me do fucking anything, holy shit. I am saying that I am kind of upset that the he was giving me a non-main run. Is what it is. Because okay, so like I was saying, you know, my manager, she gets pissy at me when I fight back too much, which I think may possibly be a sign of workplace abuse or harassment. But I don't care that much really. No, so yeah, she's like because I asked. Like, because normally I'm on her fucking case about everything, because she doesn't tell me anything. So if something is happening that I'm not aware of or familiar with, I ask her, and then she's like, "Wow, how dare you treat me actually like the like like the manager of the restaurant, how dare you, what's your fucking problem? Because earlier in the day, she's like, I see an order come through, because I'm not like, I'm not like cold, I'm not, the boss. But I see an order come through, and it's like 4 ribs, and it's a, like it's 4 ribs, and it's fucking, like it's 4 ribs, and it's alcohol. And last time I was told or informed, was that alcohol must always be served regardless of intent, only dine-in, and only with a full meal purchase. So when I saw the order come through, I asked my manager, "Hey, are we allowed to do this?" Because the name on the receipt, so the person who took the order, she is quite new, and English is not her first language. So I'm like, okay, maybe she didn't know. So I asked my manager, like, "Oh, hey, do I need to speak to the worker about this?" And the manager's like, "Don't worry," sorry. Like basically just denying me the thing, and I'm like, okay, I understand, whatever. I'll speak to her later. So I bring it up, I think, roughly to the manager again, and the manager basically tells me, "Go fuck myself." So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I won't bring it up to the worker because the manager knows what she's talking about. So, and then later, so this. Oh, I already bought the key. Lamau. I need health. I do, in fact, need health. A little bit of damage is not bad. Oh, wow. What's your problem, actually? Wait, did I press the fucking button by mistake? I did. Holy shit. Do I end it? Hold on. So yeah, my pitch manager, she's like, yeah, so then, like, later, I noticed the tenders that we were serving looked a little, I can kind of tell, obviously, because I've been working at this place for a long ass time. I can tell when things don't look exactly correct. Like I can kind of tell. I know when something doesn't look like it should be. Yeah, I kind of know when things don't look correct. Like when stock or product doesn't look good. So I ask her, and I already know she was kind of upset at me for, dare I ever stay talk back against her, against this race I will not Indians that I will not disclose. And she damn near tears my head off for this shit. Like, I'm like, and because I know that it's upset, now, it's gonna make her upset. I ask her in a nice voice, and I actually mean this for once, nice voice. I'm like, "Hey, is this the donation from yesterday?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Are you allowed to sell this?" And she's like, "No." And then immediately, oh, holy shit. Immediately is like, "Blah, blah, blah. If you don't like it, go home." I'm like, whoa. This time I'm not even looking for a fight like normal. Or, like, I'm looking to really make a point. I'm just here to be like, "Yo, are you allowed to do this?" Period. And she goes off. She makes this gigantic, huge rant, huge everything. I'm like, what the? Why are you saying fuck me? Literally, when I see you hanging in the streets, what did I do? Um, no, she lays into me. We get into this kind of half argument about it. And I do love when I'm technically in the right about something or a lot of things, and I do get to act like the victim. Because, fuck. I was like, I'm asking you politely this time, even though most times I do, in fact, try and start an argument, because I'm a little bit of a shit stirrer. Why the fuck are you blowing up at me about this? And we're in front of another co-worker, so she's a little bit upset about the fact that I'm bringing up that, she kind of blew up a bit about nothing. We get into this huge thing, and I'm like, I'm just asking, is this something we're actually allowed to do? Because earlier when we brought up the alcohol thing, because I did talk to her about it before this, and she's like, no, we're allowed to do it, blah blah blah. Regional manager says we can, and I'm like, I don't think he's above the law, and she's like, doesn't it matter? You do need to do what he says. She's like, I do what he says, and I have to tell you what he says. And I'm like, okay, but he's not watching us for 24/7. We need to uphold Australian law. If a liquor marketer comes in to the store and we do that, that we are both fucked. We are both mega fucked. And she's like, what can I do? I'm like, you literally can just choose to not follow what this guy says. I basically tell her, you have free will. You are allowed to tell people. You are allowed to tell upper management you don't agree with their practice. You realize that. And she's like, but basically does the whole like, yeah, I hear you, I don't care thing, which again, awesome for the manager of your store, where she's like, oh, I hear you, I don't care. Because yeah, I do know in every single profession, every single place you work, there's going to be the rules and regulations. The things you're allowed to do, things you're not allowed to do. And I do know in every single profession, even though I've only worked in really the one, there are ways to do your job the same efficiency, with significantly less regulations. Like, if you do your job correctly, you will not need to worry about regulations because you've done it correctly and it's done type deal. Which is like, it's bad. It's bad to teach people the way, like, oh, this is the way we do it when people aren't watching. It's bad to do that. But at the same time, but like at the exact same time with this type of stuff, sometimes, yeah, the way that people do when people are not looking is better than the way people do when they are looking. Like, it doesn't sound correct, but trust me, it is when you like work in a restaurant, I'll say. I threw. Hold on, I threw. Give me a minute. Wait, I have one heart. Hold on. Wait. Give me an extra heart in exchange for less damage, okay. Alright, if I died, that means it just wasn't my time, really. But yeah, she, But yeah, she very much is like, yeah, upper management says I can't, that, like, what can I do? But yeah, so I ask her, like, hey, yo, so, like, are we allowed to do this? Both, one, because I do love antagonizing people, and two, because I'm like, okay, I want to know, are you okay, are you actually allowed to do this, to serve customers food that technically we're not allowed to serve? And she's like, oh no, we're not allowed to do this, I do this. And then she's like, listen to me, I'm the manager, I know what I'm doing, blah blah blah. She goes on that whole type of speak. Give me a minute. Okay, something loud hit, and I thought that was a message against me, the fact that it's over past 12 in the morning, and I'm being a little bit too loud. If they did, fuck, they ran back to their room. No, like, I'm asking because, one, I want to know if I can do this to minimize waste. Also, I want to know if I can do this so that, like, are we selling people first that like the company agrees? Says no. And he goes on the whole thing, like, they clearly threatened the fact that I'm actually asking her these things. Like, because, you know, I can't imagine many of the people, like the APs, like the people higher than me, are asking her, hey, are you allowed to do these things? Because she just very much, the same way she addressed me, said, no, you're not allowed, I'm not allowed to do this. And then and then I heard this discussion, I'm very much telling her, look, I'm not even trying to be antagonizing this time. Lie. But, like, yo, can you, what is the problem? Why are you being so antagonistic right now? Why are we having an argument over this? Yeah, we have this big kind of thing, like, what is the problem? Why are you being antagonistic? Why are we having an argument over this? What's your problem? That's basically what I'm saying. And she's like, no, you don't like what I have to say. You need to leave. You need to go. You go home. You go home. Which, if you've been caught doing something wrong by a subordinate, that's the last thing you should say, because that subordinate can go to the people higher than you about this problem. And I am in contact with the people higher than her. I don't talk to the area manager often or at all because I don't need to. If I have a problem, I can normally sort it out. But saying to your worker, oh yeah, well, how about I just send you home right now? I'll give you less shifts. One is incredibly fragile. It shows that you're not, you know, that people, you actually be fake demons out here. But two, outside of showing the fact that you are just a fake demon, is really bad. That's me personally. That's not a gambit I would ever show one of my workers, because if I, because again, I'm not like a full manager, I'm not a store manager, but if I ever told one of my workers, oh yeah, what are you going to do? Go to upper management? They would go to upper management and they would get me killed. I would be killed within seconds. Like, not only advice for workers, advice for the upper management, never ever okay, lockdown, whatever, never say some shit like, oh, if you don't like it, go home. Never threaten someone like that's raising a legitimate concern with I'll send you home, I will give you less shifts. Don't do that. Because one, if you're saying that, then that means the person that you're saying it to is going through a bad period in their life, which I am. And as everyone knows, obviously, if someone's going through a bad period of life and they don't really have a lot to lose, then they are super reciprocative to threats. They're very, very reciprocal to being friend about, especially about their livelihood. Um, so I tell her like, I get into the thing, and while I do want to be antagonistic, I'm like, no, it'll look significantly better if I'm like, whoa, why the fuck are you blowing up on me about this? We go over this whole thing, and she tells me the reasons why she does it, and I know the reasons why she's doing it, because the store that I was at before this current store would do this. They would do this. It wasn't wrong. I mean, not wrong. It wasn't right, but they would do this. For X, Y, or Z reason. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't mind that she's doing this because we would do this at the old store. I agreed with this. It's a way to keep waste down. It keeps waste down. Waste is down, which is the big one. Is down doing this. Because it doesn't look like you're wasting it because you're doing it in the morning. It looks really good on reports saying, oh, I had no waste on X, Y, and Z days. So we would do this. So I don't mind doing it. I'm just asking, hey, why are you doing it? Considering I know, because we used to do it, I know that we're not allowed to do it. So she goes on the whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, okay. We get into this big argument, and I ask her, I will tell her, like, why are you blowing up on me so much about this? Big argument. And she eventually turns into, like, yeah, no, only I can do this, like, you can't, all the other managers can. And I won't say I, like, let her luck down. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I won't say, like, oh, yeah, she's, evil, manipulative person. She is, but, like, yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Like, oh, yeah, my, hang on, I'm, like, locking it in. But yeah, like, it makes me like, yeah, it's morally incorrect, I feel, to be doing this. In fact, my manager just went off on me about this. Like, yeah, I know, I ask a lot of questions. God forbid someone ask questions to upper management about anything ever. We know this. We know that you're not actually allowed to ask any questions to people in positions above you, because those people do know better than you because they're in a position above you, not because they were high in that position, because they just do know. They have that quality. Being sarcastic, hopefully, enough, but yeah, that's what it comes down to, and I will admit, I will really upset about this, because me and this manager, like, she wants me to tone it down on, like, the familiarity I have with her, because a lot of the other workers are like, wow, this guy doesn't respect you at all, which is half true because I don't really respect her, but they're like, oh, he doesn't respect you at all, why should we listen to you then? I understand her concerns about that. But I think the reason people don't listen to her is because, not because, she's talking shit. She is up, awesome. But yeah, people not listening to her. It's not because, we are racist. But no, it's because we think you're full of shit. Circle of protection. I do be feeling this currently. So yeah, like the whole thing. Like really comes down to like I don't like how she's doing things and locking it in once again. Also getting half home points per. Yeah, my manager, she's a fucking piece of work. Again, like throughout all of this, she doesn't apologize. All she does is try and guilt, and she tries to manipulate, like literally guilt and manipulate her point forward. Like the whole, like, oh, you're not getting this promotion because they want to promote you because I'm pushing for her. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I hear it now, and I understand it's manipulative. It doesn't work on me, but I know what she's trying to do. She's trying to do the whole like, oh, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. They don't like you. Only I like you. Like it's very obvious. It's really, really, really hard for me to not be racist right now. Every inch of my body is saying blame it on the fact that she's Indian. I'm kinda trying my best. But, you know, to quote one of my co-workers, Indians are very crafty, and they will try. Except the fact that my manager is not very crafty, because I very much know what she's trying to do, very, very easily. Like, you don't tell someone I'm gonna cut your shifts, or like, don't question, don't backchat me. I know what I'm doing. Like, you don't say that type of shit if you don't have anything to hide. If you're not doing something you know is correct, you don't need to say. You don't need to immediately pull out the go home. Like, I'm not going to pay you card. You use that on workers that don't want to work. You use that on people that, yeah, aren't working. They're not performing to standard. Use that on workers that are actively harming a shift. You don't use the if you don't like it, go home card on a worker. That's good. That knows what they're doing. That's calling you out or doing something they don't necessarily agree with. Mega Mush, I mean, it has to be, really. I didn't even mean to. Okay. Sure, give me Liberty, give me Fire, give me a good, Trinket, or I retire. But yeah, it's like. I very much tell her, like, yeah, not only to, but I just wanted an explanation this time. I just want to know, are we allowed to do this? Why are you doing this? But yeah, like as someone in management, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to blow up on someone for asking you why you're doing something a certain way. Whenever one of my workers asks me what I'm doing, like, yeah, I know I'm not the nicest person ever about how I say it. Like, I'm not like, oh, fucking, I do this because blah 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 blah. Like, if I have a valid reason for doing something, I would say the valid reason for doing something. I don't like hide it and say, no, I'm the manager, I know what I'm doing. If it's something that's like super fucking obvious, like I ask someone to do a task and they say, oh, what about blah 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 blah, or how about I do blah 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 blah. Like, no, I know this is an example of I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, and I want you to go clean the bathroom, or such and such, because it's what I need you to do at this time. You know what I don't need you to do? I don't need you to give your opinion. But there's a difference between me doing this during, like, me doing this because, oh, I'm abusing my workers or anything. Let's just save my money. I guess I've got a good enough thing going on here. And me blowing up when, and like if again, I'll say like if I was a manager, like if I was the head manager, I would not blow up on a worker, especially on shift. Like, I understand being upset and then holding in and then getting to them on like a private one-on-one, because that's what you're meant to do when you've got a problem with a worker, especially when you're in a higher management position. The difference between that and oh, don't talk back to me, I know what I'm doing, blah blah blah. Like me blowing up on a worker because they called out something I did and I didn't like the answer to it. Like, they're very different things that my manager just doesn't seem to get. Doesn't get the whole thing of, I'm questioning you on these things. Not because I necessarily want you dead, that's a lie. But because I'm just trying to ask a question. Because she's like, if I'm doing it, it's correct. And then later, when I told her about something that happened earlier in the week, the white woman from the Cookie Cracker episode, which, by the way, the downvote was removed. Therefore, another cracker down. But yeah, like, she, like, there's a difference between monsters. Alright, well, I got a nice run ahead of me for the rest of Eden. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I'm goaded. Hold on, with Mum's key. Oh, fuck, you fucking hell out of me. But yeah, you can't like just tell someone, oh, holy shit. Oh, I somehow hit the take a screenshot button. But no, it's like the difference between me being like, oh, I know you don't want me to do this thing, but I'm gonna do it, and hey, why do you do this thing? And it's like, you can't do it. And it's like, well, if I didn't ask the question on if I'm allowed to do it or not, then I wouldn't know, because so the alcohol early from earlier, they ordered 4 ribs and a Corona, which, as far as I've been told, you're not allowed to do. If you want alcohol, you need to buy a main menu item. You need to buy like a wrap or a burger, or like a bit of chicken. You can't just buy 4 ribs because it's a snack item. It's Australian law. So this isn't like Nando's, this isn't me, this is the Australian law saying you are not allowed to do this. And she says, yeah, I tried saying that to the head manager, to the regional manager, when I was, so I tried saying that to him, and he said, doesn't matter, if they want alcohol, give it, because blah blah blah. People get cranky when you don't give them alcohol, because fake alcoholics, which are people not like me, because people like me, can understand when it is and is not time to drink. But yeah. They're like, yeah, this person that wants alcohol, just give it to them. If they buy something to eat, they'll buy it. And then, like, one of the other stores is like, oh, I don't care what the other stores are doing. So I told my manager, look, it's Australian law. I don't really care what the higher management says. The higher management doesn't outrank the fucking law. Like, that guy doesn't. I don't really care what he says. He doesn't get to say what is not like. Well, and she's like, yeah, but what can I do? The upper management says I can, and I basically told her, who fucking cares what the upper management says? You're you. You should know what you should and should not do by law. Like, I don't give a fuck what the guy says. You should tell him no, and if you don't, then he's not here 24/7. Just go as you were before and don't. Oh my god. Not all Indians, but always an Indian. Anyway, so like... yeah, so she... okay. DB bugs in the basement. I'm still ranting about the fact that my Indian... my manager needs to be fucking put to the store key, holy shit. It's been put to the fucking wall and shot. 718, we are actually almost there to keep, but holy shit. Like, if you're a manager, if you are someone in a position of power, you can't tell your workers, fuck off, listen to what I say. Okay, let me rephrase it. You can say that, you can absolutely tell people that, your workers that, but you could not expect them to be happy with that response. If you want your worker to be happy with a response, it doesn't really matter what your justification is. You could be the manager, and I know sometimes I've told people, look, just do what I say, trust me. I've done that, but I haven't done that on, hey, let's use the donation, or hey, let's blah blah blah, whatever's wrong. I normally do that on like, hey, can you cook 20 breasts? And they say, we don't, maybe we won't need it. And I say, shut the fuck up, do it. There's a difference between cook 20 breasts and let's use the stock that was cooked 12 hours before that we're not allowed to use before. Or, like, with the alcohol example, the difference is, I asked her, hey, are we allowed to do this? And she said, we go into this huge thing. And the ultimate goal of it, ultimate end of it was, oh, we're allowed to do this, the upper management said so. Why could you not tell me? Why could you not tell me that? One, why could you not tell me that without being a bitch about it? And three, when was I going to get informed that this conversation happened? Like, again, I'm not a head manager, I'm not an assistant manager, I'm a manager regardless. I do have to run shifts. I have the authority to run a shift and give commands to my workers. I can tell them, hey, do this, or hey, do that, or can you go get this, or can you rack this? I can tell them that. I help my manager give a good example if I'm not up to date with procedure. And I'm up to date with procedure, I've done all my online modules. I know what I am and not allowed to do. And then my head manager all of a sudden is like, oh, by the way, you can do this thing if they do this other thing. I'm like, and when was I gonna get it? That's why I'm asking you, because I have been informed. I haven't been told that we're allowed to do this. Why are you? She got angry at me about this as well, and I was like, she blew up at me about the donation stuff. He also got angry at me for the fact that I was, because she brought that as an example. She's like, first the alcohol, and now this. It's like, I know what I'm doing. No, I'm a manager as well. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care that, like, you organize with other restaurants and you have to send reports to the head. I don't fucking care. When was I going to be told about this? When was I going to be told, oh, this, by the way, you can do this? And when was I going to be told in a timely, non-aggressive manner? If I went to the people above her about this, it would strain the relationship, because being fired at Nando's is fucking impossible. It would strain the relationship, but I almost feel it would be worth it. I almost feel like, oh, it'd be worth if I went to the people above her and been like, by the way, she does this, and gets angry when I point out that, and that. Like, I don't know. I have to end the video, otherwise I'm going to be here for another 2 hours talking about how much my head manager needs to be fucking stabbed to death in a freezer. Goodbye, good night, and I'm gone.